Welcome to the Absolute Mom. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to do something quite a bit different than what I normally do. I had written a Facebook post about advice to new homeschoolers during this time of hardship that we're experiencing in the United States. And it's kind of gone pretty big. So I've decided to come on here and do a video about it to further explain myself and to give maybe a little bit more advice than what I had given originally. So I'm going to go ahead and read the post to you, as I know that this is very stressful on a lot of families that are not used to homeschooling. They did not make a choice to homeschool, and all of a sudden it's thrown in their lap. A lot of us homeschool moms did months and months and months of different research to decide what curriculum we want to use, what type of style of homeschooler we wanted to do, to make sure our schedule worked with it. And a lot of these families are just getting thrown into it with no forewarning at all. And so I'm just trying to help them a little bit of things that possibly took me a couple years to realize are my favorite parts of homeschool. So come along with me. So here's my Facebook post that I had written this morning while I was just sitting there drinking my mocha. And it's turned out to be a pretty big thing with a lot of families so far. So, word of advice for new homeschoolers in this normally fast-paced world. This is for all ages. One of our best parts of homeschooling is slow mornings. Your kids can rise slowly. Your kids can cuddle you as long as they need. Your kids can eat breakfast with you as a family. Your kids can talk to you about the day. Your kids can read during the quiet, slow morning. They could take the morning to feel safe and secure instead of the normal get up and rush out the door. Take advantage of this time because unfortunately, many families will not get it again. Go around and make a point to hug each of your kids good morning and ask how they slept. Let them know you are here if they want to talk. As much as a lot of the stress is landing in the adults' hands right now, such as no job, no school, no food at stores, etc., the kids are stressed too. Their whole routine has been turned upside down. They may show it by acting out instead of talking. The second set of advice is to always put relationship first. It's very easy to focus on checking off the list of workbook pages and chapters that they should be reading, thinking of all the housework. Make a point not to yell that they are taking too long, that they didn't do it right, got too many wrong, won't sit still. Sit and read a chapter aloud with them, even for older kids, while laying in the blanket fort. Do hands-on work instead of worksheets, such as bake for math instead of just another worksheet that they will have when they return to school. Play grocery store out of the pantry. Mark the cans a price and give kids real money for paying and getting change. Play lots of board games and card games. Most kids will learn better hands-on and will always remember this special time with you. Surprise your kids by sitting and playing that video game with them that you normally never have the time to do. Draw and paint with them. Cook together. Read a family chapter book aloud each night before bed. They will always remember. The last set of advice is to give them some quality time if you need some time to get your stuff done. It's stressful having multiple kids there to worry about 24/7. What's the next meal? Have they showered? Is the laundry done? Is everything restocked? Did they brush their teeth? Etc. Suddenly, your whole family is eating every meal at home and is making messes 24 hours a day. Normally, you're only home from 5:30 to 7, most of which is sleep time. This is a big change. If you need time to work from home or get some housework done without interruptions, give them your undivided attention for 30 minutes first. Then their cups will be full and they will be content for your task time. I want to note that this is not judgment that homeschool is better, that families aren't spending time together, that anyone is doing anything wrong. It is recognizing that normal daily life is so fast-paced with work, school, sports, and homework. Take advantage of the forced, slower pace. This is not intended to hurt anyone, just things that I have learned by living unconventionally in this fast-paced world. The reading seems a little bit long, but these are things that it's taken me a few years to realize are the most important. That first year when I was homeschooling my child, even though I had considered doing it for a while, I did my research, I felt confident in what I was doing. I was trying to recreate school at home. I wanted to sit down. I wanted to do the work most of the days. It was mostly about textbooks. I was stressed if she didn't get that lesson done for that day that she was supposed to get done. And her and my relationship started to fall because of it. Then I finally realized she does way better work at night and doesn't fight me for it. So I switched to homeschooling at night because that's what met her needs at the time. I also realized that it's okay not to do every single problem on every single page. That's kind of a hard concept when you went through the public school for your education, because if you ever missed a problem, it was wrong and you got a worse grade for it. My advice to you is to throw those workbooks out as much as you can and do so much hands-on learning. Do crafts, do baking, do game boards, do card games. Do as many hands-on activities with your kids as you can. I have kids that range from 3, 5 to 10 years old, and most of them can all do the same activity at the same time, which is huge for that huge age gap. But they've learned over the time to be able to sit and pay attention for longer. When I first started it, my 3-year-old would not even sit for 1 minute without talking and interrupting us. And now she can sit for a good half hour while we're reading our read aloud books and we're doing our activities. And she really keeps up with the 5-year-olds just as much. And so they learn over time what is a little bit more appropriate. That being said, don't expect them to want to just sit. This is something I've trained them up for over the last couple of years, knowing that as they all 4 get into school age, that I need more cooperation out of them. I also remember as a mom that they're little kids and they should play and learn through touching stuff and get tons of outside time. It's not about the academics and the book work right now. It's about family life and being a kid. This fast-paced world just encourages kids to grow up way too fast. That being said, we have a lot of textbook work that we do get done, but I make sure they get a lot of breaks and playtime in between it. I don't expect my kids to sit every day from 8 to 3 doing their schoolwork, which is book work. My kids don't respond as equally to that. A few of them really, really love workbooks, and a few of them could never touch one ever again if I would let them get away with it. But the day that I started doing hands-on learning is when I've noticed the biggest change in my kids as far as academics came. Have slow mornings. Make sure relationship comes first and spend tons and tons of extra family time while we're able to do it. Unfortunately, a lot of families, both parents have to work full-time outside of the household. So kids go to school all day, they go to after-school program, you come home, you do supper, you get homework done, you get baths done, and it's bedtime. It's nobody's fault, it's just how the world is right now. So take advantage of this time, even though it's very scary, to spend the time with your kids and let them know that they are a major priority. Make sure they're okay with all these scary things, as they can't comprehend it as well as we can. And make sure to make tons and tons of memories, because they will always look back during this time and think about how we controlled it for them and made it fun instead of scary. Please like my channel, give it a big thumbs up if you like this video and it's helpful to you, as that helps my channel on the algorithm for YouTube. Also subscribe and go ahead and share this video. Homeschooling is a very big task that you take on, especially if you're not prepared for it. Don't feel like you're failing your kids. Don't feel like you're the worst parent in the world. Don't feel like you're doing wrong. It's hard, and it takes time to learn how to be teacher and mom all at the same time. And the hard part is that housework doesn't stop. If anything, it gets bigger because everybody's home all the time. Just do your best and enjoy your family time. Let me know if there's any other specific questions that you have regarding homeschooling, especially if you're a new homeschooler that's forced in this. And let me know if you're possibly considering continuing homeschooling after this year. Maybe you'd been thinking about it and this is that final push that you need. Have a good day and happy first day of spring.